Today on this Elevate sliding patio door, I'm going to show you how to prevent air infiltration coming from the interlocks. I'm also going to show you how to eliminate some of this side-to-side slop, which will give you a better contact at the interlock. We're going to go ahead and replace a damaged interlock on this door and add some of this single-sided mohair weather stripping in key areas to help prevent air infiltration. So let's get started. First, we're going to go ahead and start by removing the top panel guide. Okay, first we're going to go ahead and remove this bumper block here. And then we're going to remove all of these screws along this panel track. With a partner, we're going to go ahead and remove these. Got to open them a little bit. This panel guide should come right out. We'll set that to the side. Be mindful that the doors can fall on you, just like this. If you happen to be by yourself, obviously you saw this little stay here, so you can actually move one, it won't fall on you, and then you can work on the one by yourself, and vice versa.
And this does pop off, so make sure that's on all the way.
We're going to go ahead and replace this damaged interlock. We're going to do that by removing these and all these screws along here. So we're going to go ahead and replace this weather stripping here, and then we'll gently set that on there, and then that way we'll make a seal along the bottom. Now that we've got all the screws on the interlock, we need to make sure on this side that this lip looks continuous and neat. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these mohair weather strippings and cut it in half. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these pieces of weather stripping that I cut in half, and I'm going to make a continuous gasket along there. I'm going to go ahead and take one of these little black mohair weather strippings and wrap it to cover this seam here. This may be overkill, but just like that. And then we'll do the same thing for the top. So here we're looking at the active panel. We're going to go ahead and take that same little mohair and we're going to go ahead and put it behind there. We're going to go ahead and put this mohair weather stripping behind the other side as well. Then we'll move to the active panel. We're going to put it here, and we are not on the active panels putting the little weather stripping there, just behind this little piece here. Now to remove that excess play, when the doors, in the beginning I showed you how much slop there was, we're going to go ahead and move this stationary panel tighter to the jamb, and we're going to show you how. Okay, we're going to go ahead and remove this little decorative cover here. Go ahead and remove these two upper screws. Yeah. Go ahead and remove that bottom cover. We're going to go ahead and remove the two screws using the Security Torx number 20 bit. With those removed, we should be able to take the whole panel and just slide it over. Now we're going to go ahead and remove these spacer blocks. That's going to allow us to give us a little bit more room to take this panel and move it over that way. Now with all these removed, we can go ahead and take this door panel and slide it into the pocket. Since we moved the panel over, we need to drill 2 new holes. The existing hole was there, still covered up by this bracket because we just barely moved it over. Still got some excess slop here, so we're going to go ahead and adjust this panel so it's as far over, it's this way. This is the inactive panel. This is the one that you open second. So we want to make sure it's got a tight seal. We're going to go ahead, we're going to take this piece off and we're going to move it over this way, and we're going to cut a little bit off of this aluminum here. And then that way this whole piece can slide over. We're going to go ahead and mark it so we know the previous position, and we're going to move it over a good 3/16 of an inch. So now that we got this panel all the way over this way, we're gonna make sure this bracket is all the way this way with the flush bolt extended. Go ahead and mark the new line and then we'll drill the new holes. There we go, with that locked, there's no slop in this whatsoever now. Okay, be sure we are not cutting the wood. We only need to cut the aluminum, and we're going to take off 1/4 inch. And then we can take this and we can slide it back in there just like that. Now that we got this cut, we'll go ahead and put it back in. We took this piece and we slid it towards this way, and see how we got a big gap here? We're gonna go ahead and slide this piece this way, but I'm gonna go ahead and put a screw here so my doors don't fall on me. Of course, we're making brand new holes. Now we'll take this piece and slide it over, and sliding it over just like that. That way, any gap that's over here or over there will be hid with these bumpers, these top bumpers. And once you get all these screws in this top panel guide here, I don't know if you saw, this just pops right off. It's just a friction fit. And what I like to do, because there's nothing perfect in construction, sometimes there's a dip in the header or a hump in the sill, I like to close the door and track it. So I want to try to get this to look all far up here as possible without it touching, so it looks nice. And I'll find, so like right there, there's either, I can see there's a hump in the sill or a dip in the crown right there. That actually looks pretty good. As long as that clears, that's how I'm adjusting this, and we'll go ahead and pop this back on. So if you want to know how to adjust the rollers and the hardware and stuff, I'll post a card up here and you can watch the video on how to do that. And also at the end of this video, I will post some links to other videos on how to adjust the wheels and the hardware and stuff like that. Well, there you have it. That's how I adjust an Elevate sliding patio door to prevent air infiltration and to remove excess slop in between the doors. And if you found this video informative, please consider hitting the subscribe button below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.